What's up, guys? Welcome back. So basically we're gonna pull this thing out today. We're gonna do the rear bumper. I've got to wash this thing at some point because I kind of got a little bit of mud on it the other day. Does anybody else have a cardboard addiction like I do? Because I seem to collect every piece of cardboard I can find and keep it. Alright, so things to be prepared for. This bumper is way more narrow than this bumper. Let's see if I got a measuring tape. Alright, so this bumper, well, hello guys, how are you? Did you come to help? Appreciate it. This is 4 inches. Alright, this is 5.5. So that's something to keep in mind, because you're gonna have to pull this off. I don't know about this, definitely this. Probably this too. We're gonna find out right now. All right, so we got the rear bumper off. Like, that has to come off in order to get this thing on. So I was gonna leave the brackets, but then one of the bolts was like stripped out before I even got to it, so I just had to pull the whole thing. But that is that. We're gonna get this thing fitted now. All right, so another note, these have to come out. Anyhow, so you got to pull these things off too, because they actually it makes a gap. So I've seen the video somewhere where somebody was basically taking these and just JB welding them into the bumper right here, and then, you know, they measured it out, pushed them from behind, because all you really got to do is get the you just got to be able to get the nuts started, and then after that draw them up. But like, they're definitely going to be the ones that I want to tackle first, because you know, you don't want to have to undo the side just to be able to get back to this if you have a hiccup or something. So all right, so I grinded this off. I didn't do it perfectly smooth, but who cares, right? And then these right here I've put in, I just backed them with some electrical tape, because once they get into the holes, then I should be able to get the nut on it, and that's all I need really. So we're gonna try to get this thing on and see if it lines up the way that I planned. All right, so I've got this thing like just kind of loosely on here, and I'm just checking the fitment, and the problem that I'm running into with it, like this side right here lines up pretty well once I actually push that in. I don't have a tab there to connect that to. I have to figure that all out. But to figure that out, I need to like jack it up, pull this wheel off and everything. The problem that I see though is it's this side. And I've seen somebody else that put one of these bumpers on and they had the same problem. So basically it's the fitment right here. So when you look at that, so you've got, if you look at that, you get this giant gap right there. And if you go around and you keep looking, you can see that this right here is like way out versus like this side, which is actually like pretty close to in. So there's something, I suspect, behind this, because I can't push this in anymore, that is keeping it from going forward. And it needs to go forward 1/4 inch. So I'm gonna pull this bumper and see if I can figure that out. All right, so I've pulled the bumper, and it's clearly these that's in the way of giving us this little tiny bit of extra space. I mean, granted, this thing's probably not like perfectly formed, maybe, I don't know, but at any rate, my options are pretty much cut this, or yeah, I'm either gonna have to cut this, or else I'm gonna have to move this, grind this, smash this in. I don't know. All right, I elected to go with Hulk smash, because this car was pretty much drift spec whenever I bought it, so who's gonna really care, right? It's like, you're never gonna see this anyways, and if it gets this thing to line up better, then great. So we're gonna see how that works out. All right, so we've got the bumper back on there, and as you can see, the fitment is so much better after Hulk smash. It's lining up right here so much better. The gap is gone, so I think we're good. So like, your options, I think it's probably like a problem with when these are molded, to be honest. So your options are really going to be like, I don't know, sand the bumper or just go hard and hammer that little area in. But that would have drove me nuts if I left it alone. I'm going to work on this side. This is not going to be fun. Of course, this whole entire process has been kind of annoying. I had to pull my exhaust tip because it was sitting too high. It's pushing up on the bumper. However, it's been a great help in holding it since I'm doing this solo. Yeah, so we're gonna work on this side, get that done. All right, so we've got the other side buttoned up, kinda. I mean, it's like tacked. We have a bolt on the other side. All it counts, right? The bad news is the fitment on this side is not exactly what I want, but it's kind of like we traded off. You know, it can sit like that, and this is where that tab might have came in handy, but the thing was, it was pushing it out, and even if I push this in, it pushes this out. So like, I don't know. What I do know is that we have storms coming, so I'm gonna like start wrapping this video up, and this bumper is gonna come off at some point. So you may have been wondering what's going on with this throughout the entire video. What this was me putting our wrap on because I wanted to see if it would stick to this or not, and I just left it there for, I don't know, it's probably been 2 months, because I wanted to see how well it would actually stick and if it would start peeling up or any of that. And it sticks pretty well, it seems like. There were some spots on the edges that did come up, but we're gonna pull this thing off at this point, and then we're gonna get this wheel on, and we're gonna let this thing down, and we're just gonna take a look at it. I've still gotta do the side skirts in the future, so and then I gotta get this thing to I've still got to do side skirts, and I've got to do an exhaust modification. So real quick before we wrap this up, the clearance on this is about 6 inches on the rear, and I got the exhaust sorted, sort of. Like, I'd like for it to be a little bit more to the left, but it's a lot of flex, a lot of tension on the exhaust if I do it that way. We kind of just need a different exhaust tip. I don't know, we'll figure that out. All right, I know it's windy, doing what I can here, but so far that's front bumper, rear bumper, and it looks pretty sick so far. Still gotta do the side skirts. Appreciate you guys watching. If you want to see what this thing looks like once it's actually got the side skirts on it, like and subscribe, and I will catch you guys later.